What is up? Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Henry and I welcome you into this divine sacred space. So let me tell you something. A while ago, I had a realization that completely changed my day-to-day life. It completely changed the way I, planned out my days and my habits and blah, 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 blah. So let me tell you what happened. So I was just going on, with my day, and I was walking outside and I was listening to music. I had my headphones on and I got to a point where all of the songs I had in my playlist, I just listened through them. Nothing was giving me joy anymore. I was like, fuck this song, fuck this song, fuck this song. Every single song was boring me. And I was like, oh my God, I need a song. Like, I literally, I would almost call it aggressive. I was really mad that I couldn't find a song. And then I was like, Henry, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You are literally going out, exploring the world, and you want to keep distracting yourself. I was shocked because in that moment, I realized that I distract myself all the time. So naturally, I turned off my headphones and just let my thoughts run wild. And I was like, why? Why is it that I always want to distract myself? Whether it's when I'm getting ready in the morning, why do I need to listen to something besides doing that? Or when I'm doing the dishes, why do I need to play music while doing that? While I'm cooking, even when I'm fucking phoning somebody and I simultaneously go on social media, like, why am I doing that? Why can I not be present? So I spent some time reflecting on that. And I've come to the realization that I and a lot of you guys, we are trying to run away from the present because we're still in fight or flight mode. Okay? Why are we still in fight or flight mode? Maybe because of some certain traumatic events that happened to us in the past. So our bodies still think that, the present is a threat. Our bodies still respond with fear to the present moment. So this may manifest as you always watching the news, always being invested in celebrity drama or whatever's going on in the world, right? Or it may manifest as you just binge watching Netflix or being too much on social media, but it can manifest differently for all of you. But I want to give you guys some tips on how to be good in the present again, because the thing is, if we do not allow ourselves to be present, if we are not comfortable within the present moment, we are blocking ourselves and missing out on so many blessings. Because trust me, you guys, the biggest blessings exist in the present moment. And if we always distract ourselves by going on social media, by listening to music, by, always being around other people, that is another factor. If we always have those distractions around, how can we be happy? How can we receive those blessings, The thing I learned, especially this year, is that we need to create space for the good things to come into our life. And we cannot just go on and on with our lives, always doing the same and expecting different outcomes. It just does not work like that. Now, the first thing I want you guys to do in order to heal this, in order to be present with yourselves again and not always run away, is to realize what exactly it is that you are distracting yourself with the most. So for me, it's always been music, okay? I listen to music all the time, it's annoying. And also social media, but I would go as far as to say that music for me is worse. Okay, for better or worse. Obviously music is amazing, but the way I've been consuming it, you guys, So realize what it is that you're obsessed with. And now some of you are going to say, well, but it's a nice distraction and I'm not addicted. Well, bitch, try going 1 week without the thing you are so obsessed with. Try going 1 week without the thing you say that you're not addicted to. Come back to me. Honey, it's okay, you're addicted. I've realized this with social media, or coffee. Okay, like, it's okay to have light addictions from time to time, but honey, don't sit here and act like you're not addicted, because you probably are. So really see if you can get 1 week without doing this distraction, without being on social media, without drinking coffee, without listening to music to an extent where you're not giving your thoughts free space because you're always tuning it out with music. You know, just go 1 week without it. Now, with little things like music or you know, like being social, obviously, it's healthy to consume that in a good way, right? Find your main distraction and cut it out of your life for 1 week and then come back to it. It's like a relationship, you know, sometimes we get in a fight or an argument with somebody we really, really love, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member. And in order to heal that relationship and not let it did I just say the relationship, whatever. In order to heal that relationship, sometimes we need distance first before we can come back together and heal what has been harmed, you know? And the same with your addiction or obsession or distraction, right? It's very interesting to me how those distractions manifest so differently in other people's lives. Like, I have a friend, he always goes on dates, you know? And I'm like, come on. Then I have a friend, you know, always on their phone. And I'm like, come on. Get out of bed first before you go on TikTok. Then I have friends who smoke cigarettes and I'm like, sweethearts, try going 1 week without it and tell me you're not addicted. Then I will shut the fuck up. Now, during that 1 week, I want you guys to analyze your behavior. And let's say it's the first day of you not being on social media too much, so you can, you know, become friends again with the present moment, right? And all of a sudden, you're just about to do the dishes and you're like, oh my God, I really want to check Instagram. You know, like, analyze how this makes you feel. Even keep a journal, like write everything down. You know, I always like to say, like, journaling is a free therapy session. If you cannot afford therapy or you cannot get your ass up to get into therapy, even if you have the money, at least journal. It's literally the least you can do. Take things into your own hands, right? Really analyze your behavior and the way you're acting now that this distraction is out of your life, okay? And also, another thing that is really, really important, if you're craving to be besties with the present moment again, squeeze in small meditations throughout your day-to-day life. A lot of people like the excuse to say, well, I don't have time to meditate. Honey, it doesn't have to be like a whole hour or whole 30 minutes sit down session, you being a lotus pose, whatever. No, it can literally be you sitting in silence for 5 minutes. Now, if you're telling me that you don't have 5 minutes in your day, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because when we meditate, you know, when we actively tell our brains to sit down and just run free, because that's essentially what we're doing in meditation, right? When we teach ourselves that every day, even if it's just 2 minutes, like if you're just starting out, I don't care how long you're meditating, you know? Slowly it will realize that the present is a safe spot for you, okay? But you have to start somewhere, you have to create space. And also another thing that I have been trying to do is just be more mindful about what I'm doing in my everyday life. So when I'm cooking, I'm just focusing on the food. I'm just focusing on, you know, putting as much love into it as, you know, like as I'm stirring the pot. You know what I mean? Like, just be more mindful about what you're doing, or when you're doing your skincare. Don't listen to songs that bring you down or something like that. Like, I used to do that in the past. Like, say affirmations to yourself while you're doing shit like that, okay? Or when you're going on a walk, don't be on your phone. Go on airplane mode. Look around you. A lot of you guys are disappointed in life because you feel so distanced to everyone. You feel this great distance, you feel so lonely, But honey, you go out and you are in your own little bubble and you are willing to stay inside of it no matter what. Nothing is gonna happen. Of course, you're gonna feel lonely if you keep staying in that bubble. So create that space. When you go out, look around, smile at people, okay? Also, another thing that really helped me be more comfortable in the present and just really try and step more and more out of that fight or flight mode is I did this breathwork session workshop a couple of days ago. And basically what happened was there was this group and we would just lay down for an hour and we were being guided through this, breathing journey, right? So we were intensely, like really, really intensely breathing in and out for a whole hour. And my body was literally shaking, like I was getting like cramped up and I was like, it was challenging. But let me tell you, like after that session, I literally felt reborn. It was crazy. So breathing is also a beautiful, beautiful practice to drop back into the present, because when we breathe, like we really get pulled back into the present. So always remember to breathe more. Another thing I realized is that situations that give you fear and bring you anxiety, it's always important to remember that this is not a threat to your survival. Like sometimes I'm scared of, I don't know, doing a phone call or, being social or, doing like financial stuff or whatever. Shit like that, like mundane things that you need to do to be in this world, right? Sometimes I used to be like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful, this is so scary. But then nowadays, when I'm overwhelmed by something like that, like doing taxes or like insurance, whatever it is, or dealing with people, I take a deep breath and I'm like, Henry, this is not a threat to your survival. You are safe. Taxes will not fucking hurt you. So always remind yourself of the fact that nothing is a threat to your survival unless a lion is chasing you down the street. Like, I don't fucking know. But besides that, it's most likely all of the shit that you're anxious over, it's not a threat to your survival. And this should be your new mantra. Like, I am safe. This is not a threat to my survival. I am safe in the present, okay? Anyway, that's all I had for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much. Feel free to let me know what I should talk about next. And sending so much love.